I know I am.
Yeah, I was about to say me too. Tell me.
But apparently, one of the key reasons that AIMS was founded was you had obviously a lot of societies in or around the Dublin area at the time, and in 1964, there were 3 simultaneous productions that various societies had not let each other know about of Gilbert and Sullivan's The Gondoliers. And they said, we really ought to come up with an association that allows us not to have these sorts of clashes again, right? And thus, AIMS was born with 11 societies in 1965.
Wow. We have a lot more than that this year. I mean, over 100 societies this year. We have, and speaking of 1965, imagining this happen, a lot of the shows on stage this year weren't even written, or even the creators
I was about to say, even
weren't
the creators
even born.
weren't even born by then. Absolutely.
In particular, we had 7 premiere productions this year alone along the AIM circuit of Irish premieres, and 1 full premiere being Burr's The Singing River, an original production. We, of course, were involved in one of those other premieres. Hello, sir. The Irish premiere of Stephen Sondheim's Sunday in the Park with George.
Yes.
We had Priscilla.
I am familiar with that work.
Yes. We had Priscilla, Queen of the Desert in Kilcock. The Rocky Horror musical, Rocky Horror Show.
The Rocky Horror Show. Not to be confused with the picture show.
God forbid, totally different.
SpongeBob the musical. We had The Clockmaker's Daughter, and we had Forever in Plaid.
Yes.
So covering, from as diverse as Tralee to Maynooth to the Shannon with Muse. It was the 4 corners nearly.
4 corners of Ireland.
An absolutely, wide array of shows. I mean, just to give a sense of maybe the scale of things going on here, I mean, we have over 1,400 people today in the hall, and just looking around, I mean, in what I can only imagine was not an accident, Newbridge Musical Theatre and the Odd Theatre Company are positioned down here, but of course, the balcony around us is full as well of societies. Just gives a picture of how popular this has become in the 60 years that AIMS has been running.
Absolutely, we're not alone anymore. We've got Dunboyne right beside us. We've got down the end of this section Tullamore and Clara, Portlaoise in the middle. Seems to be a little bit of a Midlands contingent.
Absolutely. Bread rolls on tap for all of us anyway. It's great.
Absolutely. No, there's it's really an absolutely special occasion. The place is absolutely heaving with energy.
Absolutely. Like the smell of fake tan and sequins is overwhelming.
And that's just from the 3 of us. Can't even imagine what it's like down there.
I'm afraid so. Of course, if you want, you can be part of the conversation this evening. If you want to comment on the proceedings, tell us about your favorite nominees, favorite awards, you can get on the hashtag AIMS2025, or if you want to message us directly, you can get in touch with us at the Oddcast by Odd Theatre across social media, and we will read out your comments. Of course, we do have to say one very special hello to some viewers in France, so to Hannah and Gerard McGoran, and of course Matthew Williams and Aaron Williams, who I hope is in bed by now.
Not a chance.
Yes, and Baby Nisha hopefully also in bed.
Baby Nisha
also in bed.
Yes.
Yeah.
But absolutely do get in touch. We've gone high tech this year. Dan has his iPad. We are ready.
Everyone loves a good stat, no more than myself. So we're ready to go for the night.
Absolutely.
Oh, very much so. Very much so. I mean, the best overall nominees across the 2 sections. I mean, I'm getting in my ear that we're getting cut off. So we're going to go to the president of AIMS, Jerry Sweeney.
For your silence and attention during his address.
And we are back. Just to give you a little bit of a wrap-up of the opening action of this year's AIMS Award Festival. We'll begin at the end.
Yes.
A very touching, as it turned out, surprising tribute to Fiona Sheeran, of course, former AIMS president, but known to many of us mostly as the AIMS Awards Festival administrator, who has overseen this festival with a very careful, watchful, organised eye for the past 20 years. I think Frank Foley maybe summed it up with 2 words: indefatigable and unflappable.
Yes.
Very much. We could add many more superlatives.
Yeah,
I
for sure.
I need to know how the rest of the national councillors managed to keep that a secret from
Yeah.
her. There's nothing that happens this weekend that Fiona doesn't know about. How?
Yeah.
How did they get away with that? We need to figure that one out. But I mean, so deserving. So this whole weekend, I mean, we said it before. There's over 1,400 people here. There's over 100 societies. It's an absolutely colossal logistics effort, and I know Fiona would say it is teamwork. You know, it's not on her, but she is at the heart of it all, and the work she does year in, year out is just unbelievable. So, I mean, thoroughly deserved. Nobody could argue with that at all. Really, really lovely to see. A lovely thing on the 60th anniversary as well. It's fabulous.
Yes, absolutely. And I mean, also fantastic to see the Mary Kelly and having those two happen at the same time, sort of summing up the work that no one sees behind the scenes.
Of course, Jacinta Kavanagh from Carnew Musical Society picking up the Mary Kelly Award. I suppose one of the things that we have to remember amidst the glitz and the best overall is nominations and the nominations for various performance awards. In many ways, the Mary Kelly sums up what is best about the association, and in many ways, let's call it the most important award of the night, because what it rewards is what allows musical societies to keep going.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's all that work that goes on. And obviously, when everyone in the room here is so involved in musical society, so we have an appreciation for it. But even
Yes.
then, it's so fabulous that you have an award for people like that, you know, who just, they really are unsung heroes. They're doing all this work, and it goes unnoticed. But to people who aren't involved in musical societies, they might come see a show, they might never even see a show. Like, anytime you try to describe what goes into putting on a show and what it takes to put a musical on stage, they're blown away by the amount of work. They think it's a very simple, straightforward process, and it is absolutely not. It's not just the people you see on stage. It is the people pulling the strings and putting in the hard work and the thankless jobs behind the scenes.
For sure.
That's what makes it, and that's what makes it such a wonderful community, that we have wonderful weekends like this.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. I always feel like there's 2 people for every one person you see on stage. There are 2 others doing work off stage.
Absolutely.
And I think being in a musical society always reminds me of the bit from Malcolm in the Middle, where Bryan Cranston's character is, you know, he's trying to go about a job, you know, to replace a bulb, and he realizes the door is squeaky. And then, you know, he gets to the drawer, he finds his toolbox is missing. And I feel like, you know, that sums up what all that work behind the scenes is.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, well, I'm putting on a musical, so the first thing I have to do is have a table quiz. And so therefore I'm here, you know, reading a book of quiz questions. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, how does that translate to an Ames nomination for Best Overall Show? But it fundamentally does.
Yeah, and it turns out to be far more important than your male lead. You know. We of course had Graham Liverton as well, the
Yes.
president of NODA here, one of a long succession of NODA presidents who have a great feel for the length of speech that they should deliver in this room.
Yes.
Anxious to say hello, I suppose give the pleasantries, and then allow people back to the celebration. But it's great to see, you know, we talked about the 60th anniversary, of course. You know, for many years prior to the establishment of Ames, many musical societies in around Dublin or in around the country were members of NODA.
Yeah, for sure.
We in this country set up our own association of musical societies. It's great to see such a strong relationship between the 2 bodies persisting.
Yes, no, it's great. And I mean, of course, there are plenty of dual member societies
Yeah, of
here
course.
tonight, you know,
Absolutely.
who
It's
are
fabulous.
who are competing for twice as many awards.
Genius.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think that about sums it up for us for the moment. We, of course, will be back to talk through some of the nominees that we have here this evening. We're going to, I think, tuck into some of the delectable dinner here at the INAC. But, like I said, if you want to be part of the conversation, if you want to get in touch with us, get on the Ames 2025 hashtag, or get in touch with us directly at the Oddcast by Odd Theatre on social media, and we will be sure to give you a shout out. We'll be back very soon. Stay there. More to come. Double, toil and trouble. We are here with not 1, not 2, but 3 witches of Eastwick. Bronwyn, Keelan, Nicola, how are you? How are you enjoying this wonderful Ames Festival?
We're having a blast, Keen. Adam, Dan, we are so happy to be here, right, girls?
Yes. Nervous, but having a blast. Kind of enjoying our dinner.
Until you were so rudely disturbed.
Yeah.
Like, how about you come up and join us in the nest? But we're thrilled to have you here, girls.
Come here. Witches of Eastwick is one of those shows that hasn't been on the circuit an awful lot. It was available for a few years, it went away, it's come back. So Newbridge Musical Theatre was one of the first societies in a while to take it on. And as a result, you probably don't have a lot of material in terms of seeing it on the circuit a lot. Was that a bit of a challenge with coming to the roles, or were you taking the view that, oh brilliant, I can deal with a blank canvas here and do what I want with it?
Yeah, I thought it was helpful. It was helpful, positive, because it was a clean slate. So we started from scratch with the characters. So our dynamic, the little bit of magic we had between the three of us, that was very natural and organic. So that made the process actually a lot more interesting and real for us.
I think so, yeah, no. I'd agree. I never really liked studying things and getting any sort of frame of reference ever. I like to make it up in my head. So no, I think, and you know, we had a great experience working together, and I think we made it what we wanted our performance to be. So I think it was great that we didn't have too much to look at.
And was there anything then that surprised you as you went through the rehearsal process? You went, oh, I didn't think that bit was going to be hard, or oh, I didn't think that bit was going to be the highlight.
Well, no, it's not that I didn't think this bit was going to be the highlight, but the highlight was definitely the friendship that I have with these two here, where we're a bit kind of going, oh, witches for hire, we'll do the show with anyone else, please.
Athlone, Malahide.
Somebody take us on. We just miss each other. We know our harmony.
They're ready to go. It's interesting. Obviously, you're nominated tonight for the Adjudicator Special Award, and you know, obviously, Pat called out, you know, excellent.
With our lovely Daryl.
With your lovely Daryl, of course. Call out to Mark out there. But what do you think? Was there anything that you, I suppose, did? Was there anything that you found that worked in terms of obviously getting that perfect blend, you know, as a perfect kind of trio with Mark as well, like, you know, or was it just, did it all just come naturally?
I think it was just written in the stars, because we rehearsed in Keelan's dad's house, our first singing rehearsal, and we all sang together. Mark was there, and no word of a lie, that chill up your spine, the hairs in the back of your neck, and I thought, oh my God, this is going to be amazing. It was very special. There was just something, there was a magic, there was something there that was really special. Also, we had our amazing MD, Dave McGoran's words in our head, blend, yes. blend, blend.
Oh God, blend.
And are you hoping now for like a 9 to 5 or something to come up somewhere to
like that, yeah.
bring the partnership back? Okay, well listen, it has been great to have you here for the interview. So Bronwyn, Keelan, Nicola, we're wishing you the very best of luck tonight. Fingers crossed for you. Thank you very much. So we're going to bring in another nominee here.
Kevin, conveyor belt of musical theatre nominees.
If you want to take that way. And we're gonna bring Kevin Reid in here. Kevin from Oyster Lane, who is nominated, if I'm not mistaken, for the rather miserly Ebenezer Scrooge in the Best Actor category.
Humbug, yeah, that's it. Ebenezer Scrooge. As soon as the auditions came up, this was a role that I just had to have a go at, because he's iconic, and I love that kind of role with physicality involved, where you can go and do something where you can age yourself up and use your body and become this decrepit. And we all know it's so much fun being the bad guy. So that was really, really enjoyable.
Kevin, this is your fifth nomination, for an Ames Award. Is there anything, I suppose, anything new and unique about Scrooge, or were you able to build on, you know, previous characters? Was there anything you were able to bring in before?
Well, I've been nominated before. I've been very lucky, but it's been a long time. It's been 10 years since I was nominated, so it was a huge surprise. What did I draw on? I played Fagin about 100 years ago, and I found Fagin and Scrooge very similar. Physically, even the accent, sure, they're both Charles Dickens. So I was able to bring a bit of Fagin into it. And luckily, our lovely director, Tom O'Leary, he had the exact same vision as I had, so we were able to hit the ground running, and yeah, it went well for us. It went well.
So you might say that your version of Ebenezer Scrooge had a bit of a twist to it.
It definitely had a bit of a twist. It definitely had a bit of a twist.
He's one of those characters that has this enormous arc to him, much more so than many other characters in musical theatre. Like, how much of a challenge was that?
Well, a blessing in disguise that Scrooge sits and watches a lot of the show. So he actually only had 2 songs. And for a lot of the show, I found myself standing in the proscenium arch watching what was happening. So you're really relying on the other 15, 20 actors that we had to give it to you. And I was so lucky. From Bob Cratchit to young Scrooge and young Emily, they gave me so much that I could react to. And without them, I wouldn't be here. So this is a real team effort of a nomination. It really is.
And so come here, Kevin, tell us, the gang from Oyster Lane have brought a particular memento to support you. Do you want to tell the people at home who maybe haven't had a chance?
There. I know you can't see him.
So I say, is he in shot anyway?
Is he in shot? I doubt it. They're an absolute gem of society. I'm so proud to be involved with them and be part of them. I arrived yesterday to find an 8-foot cardboard cutout of a rather, he's down there, a rather gurning Ebenezer Scrooge. It's not my finest moment. It's his epiphany at the end of Act 2, so it's not the most flattering photograph, but he's been doing the rounds. I said to my wife last night, she's not here, she's back home in Kilkenny. I've never danced so much. I sat down there for 3 hours last night watching my cardboard cutout dance. So I had a great night.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And I believe there was a bit of a whoodunit mystery thrown into the weekend as well.
He may have been kidnapped late last night. I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, but we're all friends now. There was a ransom note, there was a dance-off challenge, but everyone, the Southwest and the Southeast are friends again. So
sounds like a wonderful music.
Yeah,
really
there you
does.
go. West Side Story Part 3.
No, it's fantastic. Look, Kevin, best of luck.
Thanks a million.
Rooting for you for sure. And,
Brilliant.
And enjoy the rest of your night.
Yeah, thanks a million, guys.
Very much.
I'm going this way.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's very much now a bit of a family affair, because we're going to welcome Sally and Julita Fox, sisters and nominees.
Yes.
So, Julita, you were nominated for Best Comedienne for playing Alison in Shannon's Crybaby.
Yeah.
And Sally, you were nominated for playing Gertrude.
Yeah, Gertrude in UL.
In Seussical,
yeah.
in UL Musical Theatre.
Yeah.
I'm stretching my my knowledge now of all of committing all of the nominees to memory. Obviously, your father, as was demonstrated on this stage last night, being MC here, that's of course Aidan or Aidan Fox, depending. Obviously, serial nominee and winner down here. So musical theatre, a big part of your household growing up,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, in fairness, yeah. Sure, Dad has a stage school in Shannon, Eclipse Stage School, so from a young age we were both in the stage school, so we eat, sleep, breathe musical theatre, in fairness, yeah. We do.
Yeah, and your nominations tonight, I suppose, a testament to the success of Eclipse Stage School.
I mean, we're so shocked. I'm still in shock. I'm still going, how am I here? What's going on? I haven't a notion. Yeah.
Mir, tell me a little bit about playing Gertrude. I mean, what was that like? Seussical is a show that definitely doesn't conform to norms of musical theatre.
yeah.
So how much of a challenge is that, getting your head around Dr. Seuss?
I suppose I kind of have a personal relationship with Seussical. It was my first ever show, and I was the elephant bird. And then I did that twice when I was younger with Shannon and with the Eclipse Stage School. And then when I was older, I actually did it with the stage school again, and I played Gertrude. So I suppose I was on committee last year with UL,
Right.
and I've been a Seussical fan for ages, so I was kind of like, this would be a good idea. And sure enough, when I got to play Gertrude again, it's like such a full circle moment, and this is just perfect. I was so emotional when I got nominated, because it's just, I feel like I grew up with Gertrude, I grew up with Seussical. As cringy as that sounds, I know, but you know, yeah, so I don't know, I love it.
And then,
Yeah.
Julita, I'm assuming it's not the same kind of story then for Crybaby, is that? Given that as a relatively new, unless like you grew up with that as well, in which case then tell me everything. What was it like playing Alison?
Oh, well, it was a wild ride. It's kind of a unconventional show. I suppose it's more of a parody than it is like a classical musical. It's kind of a parody of the 1950s musicals. So there's some wild songs such as Anti-Polio Picnic, Girl, Can I Kiss You With Tongue, which was a personal favorite of my father and grandfather, who both came to see the show.
Oh yeah, went down a ball.
So yeah, it's kind of wild. Funny though, so.
Now, I have to ask, since we have somebody from Shannon Musical Society in the Bird's Nest, the front of house and the house management situation, just give us a flavour of what kind of stops were pulled out for Crybaby.
They stopped a couple of years ago. They used to do live action where they had to call themselves aside.
Mannequins.
They used to do like live action mannequins, and then there just wasn't enough people to fill the cast. We had to take people off stage at some point and put them in the mannequins, so we just had to call ourselves aside.
The work that goes into it.
The talented actors that are actually doing front of house are like, hold the phone, come on.
But it's Anne Barnes and her team inside in Shannon that she puts countless hours, so they're working their crybabies off.
Yes, up for their 22nd house management nomination tonight. Absolutely. It's insane numbers.
And so, Camille, there must have been a massive amount of relief, obviously, after the joy of the nomination. Then the relief that you're not competing against one another this year, because I'm sure that would have led to some interesting rivalry.
That would have been interesting. I know we like healthy competition is good, but no, I'm glad we're separate now, and we're different societies and all. So we can be I can be rooting for Jalita, and she can be rooting for me without on the sly wishing it was me. Yeah, but it's grand. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. No, obviously, listen, want to wish you both the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
And thank you very much for taking the time out and having a little bit of a chat with us.
Yeah,
all right, thank you so much, guys.
All the best.
Thanks, guys.
So, that was our little chat with just a few of the nominees. We are going to be going back soon, or coming back soon, with all of the proceedings, the awards, the juicy bit of the evening, very, very soon. So stay tuned. Don't forget, get on the AIMS 2025 hashtag, or get in touch with us directly at the Oddcast by Odd Theatre on social media if you want to send a comment to us, get a shout out. We won't be shy about it. All the best.
See you soon.
Gentlemen, I will be leaving you very shortly to take up.
Yes, we believe Keynote Out is here tonight.
Take up my seat, but before I go, Dan, you've done this a few times.
Oh yeah.
Tell the folks at home, what's it like? What's happening? Inform me. I need to know.
I need to tell you, okay.
Impart some wisdom so I don't make a mess of this.
I mean, this bit right here, because like obviously with the big scary music and the countdown and the lights going down, etc., etc., the nerves do kick in. They kick in a little bit. You start to feel the butterflies kind of thing. But I have to say, sitting down the front, with the other nominees in the seats, it's actually a lovely experience. Obviously, you have the best seat in the house for the opening number, which is always an absolute knockout. Then, it whizzes by so fast that the backstage team here literally are calling up nominees. It is like a conveyor belt, So all these chairs are getting removed from in front of you before you know. But it's just a lovely kind of camaraderie. You get to chat to the kind of nominees around you. You just really get to soak up the atmosphere. It really is. It's really special. It's really unique because, we all come here every year and obviously everyone loves it and we have our own favorite kind of bits, but it is a real kind of unique, I suppose, aspect to the weekend that, not everyone gets to do every year. And to experience it is such a thrill. It's a part of it that you just like, oh my God, this is a whole different idea. It's almost like people coming down on the Thursday, that kind of thing. It's like, who's doing that? It's like, oh, there's a whole other side to this weekend.
I didn't know that was an option.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll know for next year.
Exactly. But, it's just so much fun. And, obviously you can see, the first few nominees are going up now. Obviously, when you stand up from your table as well, having all your friends, your entire group with you, just cheering you on, it is just, it's a thrill for them as much for you yourself. So,
for sure.
Just enjoy it. It'll be so much fun.
You can hear the volume in the room. The excitement is going through the roof. There are flags being waved. I believe the crew from St. Mary's in Navan have got an Argentina flag. They are hanging over the balcony. I'm sure they must have requested special preference to be in the balcony to make that work.
Absolutely.
The excitement is building as more and more nominees taking their seats. They're onto the actor and actress categories now.
Getting close.
It's a part in the evening, obviously, where nobody is on their seat. Yeah, you are.
No, for sure. For one reason or another, everybody is standing, dancing. Other things I'm not sure I can describe with words.
General merriment and good.
But they're enjoying it, whatever it is they're doing.
That's what it's all
Certainly
about.
not on live TV.
Yeah.
Certainly not on live TV. I mean, take us through, I suppose, starting at the top on the best overall show.
Yes, for
You want to kick off that?
Yeah,
Just
so
tell
if we
us
look-
about our nominees this evening.
So nominees in the Gilbert section, we have got On Track with Sweeney Todd. We have got Leak Slip with Our House. We've got Oyster Lane with A Christmas Carol. We were talking to Kevin earlier. We have Tralee with The Clockmaker's Daughter. And we have Trim with Rock of Ages. So funnily, myself and Dan have each got skin in the game in one of these categories.
Yeah.
On Track and Trim. And funnily enough, it is Leak Slip's second nomination for the show Our House.
Our House,
They did
wow.
it 14 years ago.
Also, fun little fact for Leagues Up as well. In the last 10 AIM ceremonies that we've had, obviously the break for 2021, this is their 7th nomination now for Best Overall.
It's amazing.
just- give us a break.
Yeah.
Stop being so
Or
good.
share your secret.
Or that too. Just put it in a bottle, sell it, I'll buy.
Exactly, and of course we have some people who've crossed, who will have mixed allegiances tonight. We've Jamie Hennessy nominated for Best Singer. Was Drew in Rock of Ages with Trim, and he was Reese in Our House with Leak Slip.
yes.
So he could be happy either way.
he could be. I mean, similarly, Peter Manning is another man who could be happy either way.
For sure, yes, exactly. Peter, I think he's the first person to be dual nominated in the same category across both the Gilbert and Sullivan sections. We've had lots of people nominated for the same part, even last year, Jay Oregon, or in two completely different categories, but with both of his nominations in the same category, I think it's a first.
Hopefully we might get to recreate that Adele picture from the Grammys where she's holding all these trophies. It'd be amazing.
Exactly. And if we move over to Sullivan, just to go full oversight of
Why
all
not?
of the best overalls. So we have Ahada Centre Theatre Group with Me and My Girl. We have Clane Musical and Dramatic Society with Sister Act. We have Dun Leary Musical Society with Maid and Dagenham. We have The Odd Theatre Company with Sunday in the Park with George. And we have Ulster Operatic Company with Legally Blonde. So clearly, a bit like Jamie Hennessy, Cian, you have maybe not quite as mixed allegiances, but certainly
But
have
you were
more
in
than one
multiple
horse in the,
shows.
in the race.
Yeah, more than one horse in that race, for sure. That seems like an opportune time for me, gentlemen, to take my lead.
You've
from
just
you.
been called to the stage.
I wish you the best of luck.
No, we wish you the best of luck.
Try not to get us banned.
Oh, well, it would be nice to be down there enjoying
Off
it.
you go now.
And
Best of luck.
and you'll be repeating to me the words you repeated to Dan when he was in a similar position. We'll see you later on with an award, or not at all. Enjoy, folks.
Yes,
The very best of luck.
Hey, and now the lunatics are running the
Taking
asylum.
over.
So yeah, they're currently playing some music from Our House. We just missed Sunday. I think we were talking over it.
Yes. We missed our chance to throw in our harmonies.
Absolutely.
But it's
So-
fine. It's fine.
So maybe we'll take a look at the first couple of awards
absolutely. Yes.
as we get through.
We mentioned it. Obviously, we had both Julie and
Of
Sally
course.
Fox up here. We have to talk
Shannon.
about house management
Of
in the
course we
Gilbert
do.
section because obviously we mentioned Shannon up for their 22nd nomination. But it is
incredible.
It's a fabulous little kind of grudge match in the
Yes.
Southwest because Ennis Musical Society up at their 9th
sure.
nomination.
Yes.
Also, neighbours.
Yeah,
and
something in the
both-
Southwest.
There's something about house management. But obviously Ennis winning that award last year over Shannon. Is it revenge? Is it going to be 2 for 2?
It's a grudge match.
Yeah,
it's a grudge
turning
match.
into a bitter rivalry, I will say.
And who do we have then in house management in Sullivan?
Just minimise my screen. So in house management then in the Sullivan section, so we have Ahada up for Me and My Girl. We have Fermoy nominated for Shrek and Tullybin for Oklahoma. So Ahada, this is their first nomination in the category.
Yes.
But then for Fermoy and for Tullybin, both of them their 4th nomination in the category. So
Wow.
again, you're seeing equally just people who are prolific when it comes to house management.
Yes, for sure.
Um,
And we're going to throw over now to the opening number. We are very excited. The crowd are singing along. They don't stop believing. They're not going to stop believing in their nominees.
Stay tuned. We'll be with you throughout the evening. But let's hand over for the opening number.
Show that the secret to having a best overall show is casting at least one member of the Oddcast.
It does help. We're available for corporate functions as well. What a fantastic night. So wonderful to see so many different winners, so many different shows represented. The energy, the love, the excitement in the room was just incredible. It was a fabulous, fabulous show. I mean, hats off to all the technical crew here behind the scenes, to Fergal as host, everyone. It was absolutely amazing. And just thank you all for watching at home as well. It's been an absolute privilege to do this once again. Adam, as always.
Absolutely, it's been a pleasure, and we survived without Cian. We did it.
We did it somehow.
So we're going to celebrate 60 years of Ames, and here's to the next 60. See you soon.
Thank you very much.